Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time you're watching this video. So today, inshallah ta'ala, it's our lesson 5, I think. Yeah, so we are seeing the shape of Alif and in deeper explanation as we go on with our 1 month course for Thuluth script. So today, inshallah, we are going to see letters like Alif. Yesterday we saw the measurements. In our previous lesson we saw the measurements of letters. So today we are seeing letter Alif. When we see this is our Alif, this is Alif. Let me try to zoom in. This is our Alif, the first version. I said it goes up, the first stroke, the second stroke, then the third stroke. We are using the book Teach Yourself Calligraphy. I know you have that copy. So this is the second version of Alif, and this is the third version of Alif when it's at the end of a word. When it's at the end of a word. So I'll try to explain a little bit. When you look at this Alif, the first stroke, it goes up. Okay? When it goes up, it doesn't go up straight. It bends to the left. It bends to the left. If we are to put in our compass like this, sorry, the pen is not writing well. If we are to put in a little bit of a straight line, you see, it's not going straight on the straight line. It bends to the west. It bends to the left side. It's not straight. It's always bending to the left side. Okay, that's what it always explains. And when we look at stroke 1 and stroke 2, they make a shape like 7. You know, 7 in Arabic, 8 in Arabic is like this. This is 8. And when you look at it, its shape, it's carved as stroke 1, stroke 2. You know, you know how to count strokes. We saw it in our previous dubs. Then stroke 3. Okay. So when you look at its shape, it's like number 8. It's like Arabic 8. Then after that, we have this curve, the third stroke, which is like a bow. Hope we get our point. Here they say tushbihu raqamu thamaniya. It resembles number 8. Hope we are together. Here it says that it looks like we may call it a bow, or I may say it's like a bracket. Hope you are together. So this is another version of Alif. Hope you are together. So it's the same, like bending to the what? Bending to the right. Laisa ra'siya tamaman. It does not go up in a straight line. Wa innama yamilu jihatu al-yasari. But it bends to the lefty side. And when it goes down to this stroke, the stroke 2, when it reaches here, before it goes to the stroke 3, here it's always divided. And when you see the distance from here to here, and it's the same as from here to here, 3 points. Hope we are together. 3 dots. When it's joining, and this one is the version that goes up. They say Daurani wala yujadu ayi zawaya. When you see this curve, it's curved in a circular form. And it has no squares. It has no corners. It has no angles. It's a circular form. Wala yujadu aizawaya. It does not have any squares, any corners. It does not have any corners or any angles. It's just a circular form. So when you look at this Alif at the end of the word, it does not go straight up, or it does not go a little bit like this one to the left, but it bends a little bit much, a little bit much than other alifs at the end using this script, which is different from other script. And here, when it's going up, it does not make an angle, a right angle. It's just daurani wala tujadu zawaya. It makes like a curve. Okay, it makes a circular curve, a little bit of a curve, and it's not straight like this going up. No, when you go to scripts like Rika always has the squares, but this one has no square. When you're talking about alif at the end of the word, that's how it's written. Let's write a little bit of examples on our board about what we have just seen. Example 1 was our first alif. Our first alif, it was like this. Okay, it was like this, then this, then this. Hope we are together. This is our version of alif. We said this one bends to the left. Here it comes, and here it comes like this. This is the first version. The second version is 1, 2, and it raises up. This is another version of alif. We said it doesn't have right angles, but it has a curve. Okay, together, and this one looks like 8, Arabic number 8. So that's how it's written. And when it's at the end, we said it bends a little bit. You see, if we are to draw straight lines, the base is like this, the head is like this, but it does not go straight here. It curves, it bends this side when it's at the end. Because why is it bending like this? Because I told you Arabic Diwani script is always in a descending form. For instance, if you're going to say naba, you're going to write naba, you write like this. This is nun, this is ba, this is alif that has hamza. Hope you're together. Because the one script, it's bending, then you cannot write it like naba like this. It's losing. You cannot write it that number, then you want to put it on a straight line like this. No, it's not on a straight line, but it bends to the right. It bends to the left. These are some of the examples. Let's see here. How do you write alif? You first write this point. You write like you're writing 8. اكتب أولا رقم 8 ثم أعيد كتابة رقم, then repeat writing 8 but in a bending way, then ثم أعيد كتابة رقم 8 مع تقوس الخفيفة, then write 8 with a small bending or a small curve. Okay, which will not be the exact 8, but it must have a curve to write the head of the alif. The head of the alif is like 8, but if you write 8, bend it, but after bending it, then make sure it has a little bit of a curve. We are together. Then how do you write the middle part? The middle part, you bring this curve, so you bring this bracket, you join it. Okay, you join it down. Okay, you join it down. This is cause, you join it, because at this here we are seeing the upper part, so we are seeing the below part. Juz'un asufla min al alf, the second part of the down part of alif. Hope you're together. And it has to be in a sloping way. We are seeing Diwani script. This is how alif it's written, the first alif that we have seen. Let's see the second alif that has a curve at the bottom. So how is it written? It's also written like this one at the top. So we are seeing the below side that has a curve. Hope you're together. So at first you write like you're writing a shape of a what? A shape of an egg. Okay? A shape of an egg. That's the what this one means. You write like you're drawing a shape of an egg. Then make sure you cut it into half, the shape of an egg. Then place it on the upper part that we learned how to read it from the first explanation. So add the below part of an egg to our letter, to our above 7 that was curved. That's how it's written. It's written like 8, but when you're carving, you draw it's like an egg. Then you cut an egg into half. Then you place it on this. Hope you are together. That's how Alif it's written when it's alone. So these are some of the examples. So this one is the word ahwaka. Ahwaka. So here we are talking about these two letters, kaf, alif, and lam. When you look at kaf here, okay, it's like lam, but lam stops here. It does not. Lam crosses up to this side. Kaf will have this, as how I explained from the previous dars. It has this part and this small sign. And when you talk about lam, it also starts like what? It starts like lam here. It starts like kaf. It starts like alif here. When you look at the heads of all these 3 letters, they are the same. They look like 8 at the head, but the difference is the shapes and the other signs that are put in. Let's look at this lam. Nihayatul lam ibaratan an taqwaysaini. So when you look at lam, it starts like kaf and alif, but when it reaches here, it brings this line which is like a bracket. The way it bends itself. Okay, it has to cross this line. It has to cross that line. Hope you are together. So that's how alif is written. Let's see another version of alif when it's connected with the lam from behind, but in a word. Here we are seeing lam alif. This is alif. Okay, so this is lam, but it has alif, like we say lam alif. Okay, so what we do, we get lam, then we come down, we raise up. Okay, then we start another alif. This is lam, this is alif. Let's try to write it on our board as the example. We will say, for instance, the word is al-amal. We say al, this is al, then lam, our usual lam, as how we saw it, but we are going to add there this alif, so it will come like this. Okay, then like this. Remember, the alif will not be on the same level with lam. The alif will not be the same level, the same height with the lam. So if it's hamza, hamza will be added here. But remember, the second, it's not on the same level. Lam alif, it's written like this. You first write lam, our usual lam, then you add there alif. Remember, the alif, the height of alif is not the same as the height of lam when lam is starting what? When it's starting a word. For instance, another example is here. The word is al-awlad. So this one is alif, which is attached to lam, then attached to alif. Okay, these are 3 letters. The first letter is alif, the second letter is lam, the third letter is alif. Is alif with hamza. So you will have to know the difference between those letters. Let's try and write it here. So we are seeing Alif, Lam, Alif. It's in Alif, Alif. Then we add on Lam. Then we add on Alif. But remember, this one, if it's Alif starting, it will also be taller, like when Lam is starting. Okay, so this will be Alif, Lam, Alif. So this is Alif with Hamza, so it will be Al-A. So let's add in letter Wow. Let's add in as how the word is. We say Wow. I said Wow is written like Fa with the head, then the tail is written like the tail of Ra. Al-Aw, Lad. So we're adding Lam, Alif, Lam, Alif, then Dal, then Dal. So it will be Al-Aw, Ladu, Al-Aw, Ladu. So this is Lam, Alif. This is Alif, Lam, Alif. So that's how it's written. And remember, it has to be stopping on a line. But remember, the letters are always in a sloping way. That's how Diwani is mostly written. Let's see another example. But before we go, remember the joining of a word from a word, Lam, Alif, and Lam. So from here to here, there should be this curve, and here there should be this curve, and here there should be the curve. And remember, they should have gaps. They should have spaces inside that, from letter to another letter. So let's see another example. We have Al-Wirdu. Al-Wirdu. So we'll start with Lam. Al. Then Lam, Wow. Remember, it will be risen from the height of what? The height of Alif. Al. Wir. Al. Let's use the curvy one. Al. Then Ra'un. Then Dal. So this is Alif, the curvy one. I said it doesn't have squares. It does not have squares. Then this is Lam. Remember, it has this side. Wow, the curvy one. Then Ra'u, sloping. Then Dal, sloping. That's how it's written. Let's go to our other example of the word Az-Zawraq. Az-Zawraq. Then here we're going to see the ending of these letters. They all look a little bit the same. So let's start. Al. It goes down. This is Alif. So we have our Lam. Where it ends, the Zai start. Remember, this is the line. Then we have Wow, which is like. Also, we have Ra. Then we have Qaf. So this one is Az-Zawraq. Az-Zawraq. So when you look at all these letters, they are different letters but with the same ending. This is Alif. Okay, this is Ra. But when you look at their endings, you see they are all curved the same at the below side. But our lesson was talking about Alif and the ending of how Alif it's written. Inshallah, we will be adding on other letters. And our today's dars, it came from the book Teach Yourself Arabic Calligraphy, page 20 and 120 and 121. If you have time, you can go into that book and start seeing those examples that I have just explained. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.